on 6 November 2024. And the petition, it was a petition to the County Assembly under Article 37 of the Constitution, Section 4 of the petition to the County Assemblies, that is Procedures Act 2020, and Standing Orders number 210 of the County Assembly Standing Orders on the matter of prioritization of pending bills for Kisumu County government. In this petition, you allege that, number 1, there were non-payments of pending bills. That pursuant to Section 55 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015, we are eligible contractors and suppliers for the Kisumu County government, having been engaged by the county government through various contractual agreements in accordance to the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. Two, that the Kisumu County government has accrued significant pending bills for the services rendered by contractors and suppliers, many of whom have not been paid for extended periods despite fulfilling their contractual obligations. 3, that as of 30th June 2024, we are owed substantial amounts by the county government, which has resulted in severe financial hardships for the affected businesses, leading to layoffs, loan defaults, and closure of businesses. Again, that despite numerous assurances from the county government, there has been no structured or equitable effort to prioritize the payment of these pending bills. Contractors and suppliers continue to suffer from prolonged financial uncertainty. 5, that the county government has been voiding certain files without a transparent process, leaving contractors and suppliers without a clear explanation or remedy for payment delays. This practice creates significant confusion and leads to prolonged non-payment of legitimate claims. Allegation number 2, voided files and preferential payments. That, number 1, that there is growing concern over the preferential treatment of some contractors and suppliers who receive timely payments while others face delays for months or even years. This selective prioritization has undermined the principle of fairness and equality in the disbursement of public funds and continues to violate the spirit of the Public Finance Management Act and the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. Two part of it, that we demand the clearing of all voided files and a fair and transparent process for prioritization of the payment of the pending bills. Three part of it, that the continued delay in payment of pending bills has caused significant financial distress for contractors and suppliers, many of whom are small and medium-sized enterprises, that is SMS, whose financial stability heavily depends on timely payment from the county government. Your third allegation, financial hardships and adherence economic impacts. You also claim that our inability to meet financial obligations due to delayed payment has resulted in the downgrading of our creditworthiness, reduced access to credit facilities, and in some cases, the forced cessation of business operations. That this situation also affects the wider Kisumu County economy as businesses are unable to reinvest, employ more people, or contribute to local development, which undermines the overall economic growth and welfare of the county's residents. Number 4, that we have made the best efforts to have these matters addressed by the County Executive Committee member for Finance and Economic Planning, who have failed to provide a satisfactory response. Last but not least, that none of these issues raised in this petition is pending in any court of law, constitutional, or any other legal body. So these are your prayers. Wherefore, your humble petition prayer that the County Assembly, number 1, compels the Kisumu County government to prioritize and expedite the payment of pending bills or to contractors and suppliers in a fair, transparent, and equitable manner. Number 2, directs the County Executive Committee member for Finance to establish a clear, structured process for reviewing and clearing voided files and providing contractors and suppliers with a timely resolution for outstanding payments. 3, resolves to set aside within the budget a specific amount for priority payments of pending bills or to contractors and suppliers. 4, direct county government entities to conduct early procurement for tenders, specifically within the first quarter of every financial year. 5, investigates and addresses the issue of preferential treatment in the payment of contractors and suppliers, ensuring that all contractors are paid based on a clear, fair, and transparent prioritization system and not on favoritism or other improper considerations. And this petition was signed by 32 members.
Sure.
So far, that is what the committee received, and that is why we decided as a committee to invite you to give more evidence. So feel most welcome. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Having heard what you read, in this committee, we are just arbitrators, but we need to be fair to all of us. That's where I'm coming from, because that's what I'm saying, because the document is signed by 32 members. I've been told the secretary is here. The secretary is actually in the document, much as it is signed by the rest of, there should also be the secretary's signature as the secretary. Then other members, it should be an attachment. Then it is also there should be proof that you are dealing with the secretary. How do you know that that secretary is a bona fide secretary? We could be having a meeting with members of the contract, then another group comes, they don't know nothing about this group. There is no chairman here, there's only secretary, but there's no proof again for these members to show that is the secretary.
Just as my vice has just stated, we want you to honor this document. Who's the chairman?
Thank you, through the chair. Our chairman this morning is having a meeting with the CFO Finance. So 3 of us were the other side. That's why I'm the secretary and board members plus members who are here to represent the group. Again, I have a stamped copy as received by the assembly here. Confirm you are the bona fide members of Kisumu County Contractors and Suppliers Association. The copy is here.
But now we would want to know the bona fide officials. You know, if you are a registered entity, there is an in from the registrar of company stating that this organization chairman is so and so, or what is called CR12. Then we know. We can even meet you. Yes, we know we are meeting members of the Kisumu contractors, not official, but because there is that aspect of official, we need also to authenticate that we are meeting with members, plus a bona fide official of the organization.
Through chair, the petitioners, if you see this document as the columns are here, the person who prepared this document should put a column here showing chairman, secretary, treasurer, and so members like that to confirm who is who in this signed document. And we are here to help you also, because the problem you are facing is the problem you are facing we also here. Because me, myself, in the last financial year, 3 projects were not done because the contractor was not on the site, because he was not he was not paid in the previous financial year. So we are just with you in the same page. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, allow me to. Thank you, Chair. Chair, allow me to send my case. Yeah, we brought a petition to the Assembly. Chair, we did not bring it today. I think if that is the direction we are going to take, then we are going to take a wrong direction. Because you had our document. If you wanted those conditions you are now telling us, if you wanted a proof of those conditions you are now telling us, there you ought to have communicated to us so that we do as you require. Yeah, that was not done. So I want to request the committee that we look for an amicable way of moving forward. These people you see here are genuine members of Kisumu County Assembly contractors. Here again, I want to repeat that we are not coming here for the first time. We had a similar engagement with the Assembly, I think with the last Assembly before this House. And I can remember then Mr. Honorable Oiko Pete was the chair. We had an engagement with them, and chair, that engagement was terminated before reaching its conclusion. So my appeal, my humble appeal to the committee, let's look for an amicable way of solving this problem without going through or meeting those conditions you are talking about. Thank you, Chair.
Chair,
Yes, Honorable Oiko Pete.
I want to tell the contractors that what has been raised by the vice chairman is very much in order. We want to know the people we are dealing with. That is all that we need. Because you see, you are now telling us the assembly summoned you, and another group has been summoned by the Waziri Finance. Were you invited by a letter or it was through phone? That's what that's the picture we are now getting. But let's put that aside. What I want to say, he has mentioned my name. It is true what he has said. 2019, they raised a petition to this assembly. That was 2019, which never reached the floor of this house because of things that happened. The Minister of Finance was impeached. The then chief officer left the office. A new chief officer came, died. So 2019, 2020, they petitioned the assembly, nothing took place. 2021, they petitioned the assembly again. And ad hoc committee was formed. Madam Chair, unfortunately, things happened. that ad hoc committee was unceremoniously dissolved in this house. You get that? Unceremoniously dissolved. I also came to the plenary. To my surprise, the speaker stood up and dissolved the committee. I was never consulted, but I think there were undercurrents for that. So when they now brought another petition, this is the third petition. That is what I want the committee to know. For my institutional memory, this is the third petition. And the contractor who has talked, I've known him. He was a member of this county assembly, the first assembly. You see? So I know him well, but what was raised by the vice chair is very much in order. What you have also told us, that we are meeting a group here, the minister is also meeting a group there, so we need to be careful. Yeah, we proceed.
You want to add something? Okay, proceed. Okay, Honorable Gad, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think we are deviating from the main agenda of this meeting. We did invite contractors, and I don't think if they came, all of them, they could even fit this house. Those who signed the petition are 32. If you were to bring the 32, all of them here, so that we verify. What I think we should do is to ensure that the 5 who are here are part of those who signed the document. We must know that who is who signed the document, apart from, because we want a representation. In fact, we don't need to deal with the officials. We want to make a regulations or a rule on how contractors going forward in Kisumu County will be supported to ensure that their business runs and the county government projects are done timely and efficiently. So the verification we can do is to ensure that the 5 who are here will tell us that I'm number 10, I'm number 12, I'm number 6 in that petition, so that we proceed and know that those who signed as a representation, these are just a representative of those who signed the document, so that we go to the basics of the meeting. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Okoye.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think the contractors are just put in order to present themselves before us. And we really need to give them time to, so that we can go through their petition. But I was just wondering, I don't know, because the tradition of this house, we always take visitors, I mean, through oath. I don't know, this is different. That would also help us to know who is who, and then we know who to deal with. But at the same time, Chair, I thought the contractors would have considered coming to this house and give us time to engage in through their petition than meeting the CEC member a priority than what we are going to discuss here. So I think they should also check on that. But if I were them, I would have given this meeting a priority than the other one. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Okoye. Honorable Okoye, you have something to add? Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I think we should just move with speed. And I think the members of this association who have brought up a petition to the Assembly, we can also as well identify them with their ID, national identification cards, and compare with the ID numbers that they recorded in the document. And again, I have to say that we know there is a problem of pending bills in this county. And there was even a statement to that effect in this assembly. So if they have come forward, I think we should move with speed so that we cover this problem of county failing to pay contractors even for more than 10 years. This is a problem which has really made the contractors to suffer. Some of them have even died out of depression, Honorable Chair. So we really need to assist. These are our kins. They are members, some of them hail from this great county of Kisumu, and without them, even us, we will be sent home, because if they don't work in our wards, right now there is an apathy. Even if you do an advert, even for the maintenance of street lighting, there is a problem. The adverts are being raised there. Nobody comes to take the what? To bid for the contract, because they know you will bid, do the job, you will not be paid. So we are in a problem. Let us prosecute this problem. We know the culprit. So I just request that we move with speed. There is money there for 2 months so that these people can get paid, Honorable Chair. Thank you.
Honorable members, you want to add something? I want to make a ruling because we want to proceed. Okay.
Through the chair, I want to put two matters straight. I did not mention here that some members went to see Waziri, CFO. CFO is chief officer. Number two, if you look at this document, number 15, Charles Orlando, the secretary, my ID number unsigned. Then again, if you want to confirm us to be members of Kisumu contractors, the document that I received that we were supposed to come here, I signed on top of it here with my name, ID number, and signature. Yesterday, I was called by the chair at around 9, so that also should confirm that we are the true members of Kisumu County Contractors and Suppliers Association. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, allow me to make a ruling as the chair. Honorable Okoyo, a precedent had been set in this house. We have received so many petitions and they didn't take oath. So even the contractors we have here today are not going to take the oath. What we are going to do is that you just stand up, you say your name, and then you confirm whether your name is here and you have signed against it. The secretary has already done so. Next, madam. With the number.
Thank you, Chair. Michael Adoda, number 28.
Next. Confirmed.
My name is Cleophas Opio, number 31, ID number 2217-5905.
Confirmed. Next.
The two members did not sign the petition. Maureen and Chair.
Chair, I want to say this. That by the time they were signing the petition, I was out of town. So my name is not appearing there, but I'm a genuine member of Kisumu Contractors Association, the immediate chair. Thank you.
use a mic, Honorable Oiko. Use your mic.
I'm saying the petition of 2021, he was the chairman and is a former MC of this county assembly for Maero ward.
Honorable members, we have 32 members of Contractors and Suppliers Association, and we only have 3 who have signed this petition. So what's the way forward from you members? Yes, Honorable.
Honorable Chair, I think even the membership of that association are way up, more than that 32. It's only that those who are the ones who are there to sign the document. I know they could even be over 1,000 contractors. So please let us just proceed. If at all the 3 are here, let us proceed. Even me, formerly, I was a contractor, I would have been a member. It's only that now, due to conflict of interest, I cannot provide my services for Kisumu County. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Mildred Ajumbo.
Thank you, Chair. I want to support that the 3 are representing the billions of suppliers in Kisumu and contractors. Can we continue with speed, Madam Chair?
Chair, since in this house there's never been provision stating that a petitioner or petition must be represented by a certain number of people, whether 1 or 2, but now that you have agreed the petitioners are here before us, even if it was only 1 person, the name of secretary or a general or a chairman, then going by the precedence and what is there, should be given a hearing. I raised the issue of authenticating the membership, which has already been done. Now that has already been done, whether it's 1 or 2, we do not have any law written that the threshold is this and that. So we should allow the petitioners to be heard. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, I want to rule as a chair. The petition has met threshold because it has been signed. So we are going to proceed. At this juncture, I want to give you an opportunity to present your case concerning what we raised.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we raised a number of issues as spelled out in this document. Chair, the first item on this list is non-payment of pending bills. Chair, pending bills is an issue in Kisumu County.
Direction, Chair. This particular meeting was called that the contractor should give us evidence, because we have not even started the hearing of a case. That evidence is what will help us to interrogate the allegations that you've raised before us. We know that there is pending bill, there is back voided. So we wanted the proof of those voided, so that when we meet, the executive will quote to them that there is this voided document or voided payment for this contractor and that contract. That actually was the purpose of this meeting, unless the letter you are given is different.
Okay.
Let them just be given time. They have just started.
Yeah.
And
proceed.
see by the end, the evidence they have presented.
Chair, I want this to come out very clear. Chair, we brought our case before you. Our case was not brought today. As an oversight body, Chair, we expected you to have also done 1 or 2 findings just to verify whether our case is genuine or not. Chair, I want to give you an experience. The last time we were here, as Honorable Peter Peteas alluded to, we brought everything. How did it end? Chair, it ended badly. It ended to the effect that some of us were now being intimidated while they brought that petition to the Assembly. To an extent, Chair, that some of us have not been paid today for jobs they did in 2018. So as we were coming here, Chair, we expected you to have, done your findings, because you are in a better position, Chair, to do it than these contractors. So I want to admit, or I want to put it very clear, that we don't have a list of here of what I've mentioned. So we need to, Chair, reach some kind of agreement on a way forward. Otherwise, the truth of the matter is that that list is not there. We expected to get it from you as the oversight authority. Thank you.
I just want to guide you. This is what we needed from you, and that's why you are invited here. Number one, to corroborate the material allegations made on the petition. Number two, submit a detailed list of the contractors, suppliers owed by the county government under the association. Number three, submit any evidentiary proof of the alleged voided files for further investigation. Number four, give proof towards the alleged acts of preferential treatment on some contractors with regards to payment of the pending bills. Number five, provide any documentary evidence to justify your efforts to have the matter peacefully resolved with CCM, Finance, Economic Planning, and ICT. So you are trying to tell us that you have nothing to prove the allegation. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Honorable Oiko.
Sorry, Chair, I'm Honorable Moses Odhiambo Chale, representing East Kanawawidi, not Honorable Oiko. I know.
Oh, sorry for that.
Oiko and your voice are synonymous since you come from the same word. Chair, I stand here as a member who has handled about 4 petitions since the Third Assembly was born. And normally, what I expected, sometimes it is difficult for the citizen of Kisumu to get certain documents. There is an act, right to information, right to access of information. And this right, Madam Chair, is not a right to everybody. It is a right which is confined to authorities, like the authority of our citing body like the Assembly, EACC, DCI. And Madam Chair, this petition, in my own wisdom, I think it gives us a guideline to investigate the anomalies taking place at the executive. And what we should have done, or we can do to help these contractors, Madam Chair, is that as a committee, we can do a request. Those things we have ordained to the contractors, they are not the custodians of any record. The custodians of the records are the Department of Finance. And Madam Chair, the authority of your chair can ensure that they give these documents you require within a record time. Then once a committee gets these documents, we sit independent of the contractors. We go through them, analyze them. Then once we've analyzed them, then we invite them to appear before us with what we have. We can now help interrogate them. But expecting them to get the list of requisition done, list of contractors paid, list on pending bills, I think it is like we are telling them we can't help. They are desperate. And there are people, as Honorable Kwasi said, there are people We must go out on our way, help them get these documents, and if you find that whatever they've raised in this petition is not in line with what we've found out from the executive, then we have a right to throw out this petition. But telling them to get these things, you are killing this petition from the onset. That is my opinion, Madam Chair. Thank you.
If you allow. Chair, Honorable Shelley, you are very right. This committee did this thing in good faith. It is not that if you don't have those documents, we are not going to give you a hearing. But we wanted to make our work easier, to get certain information that can help us deal with this matter effectively. For example, if we go to look for these documents where you are supposed to get them, and they tell us they don't have them, and you have an allegation that voided files are there, you are the complainants, then where does that leave us? They are saying they don't have them, then we'll go the long way now forcing them, which we are going to do. But this was just an easier way there that we can dispense of this matter quickly. But we are assuring you that the documents that you do not have, we are going to look for them. We are not compelling you that you must, is when we do. We are just making it easier. Because, for example, if you tell us Lumumba Wade, contractors and company was not paid, so and so was voided, then we go there and tell them, give us details of this particular company. It will make it easier. But since you don't have, we go the long way.
Okay, wait, I'll give you permission. Okay.
Honorable Chair. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I'll echo the sentiments of Honorable Chair. Remember, these are plaintiffs in this petition. And the Department of Finance are the accused. Now sending the plaintiff to the accused to go and get a document, is it really possible? It is not possible. If the Office of Auditor General, sometimes the department fails to produce the documents for audit, do you think they can give the contractors to come here and complain against them? It is not possible. It is us who can get those documents, because us, we have got a teeth. If they fail to give those documents, we can bite. The voided files, if they refuse to give us the list of the voided files, then it means those contractors are at the IB, so they should just proceed and pay them. If they cannot pay them because they are not at the IB, then it means they are voided. So they have to give us those the list of those contractors. And remember, the issue of pending bill does not affect only the contractors who are registered under this association. There are several other contractors who are not registered there, and they are also suffering the same fate. So even if they give us their names as those ones whose files have been voided, then there are also yet others who are not members of these associations whose files are not also voided. And since they also provided the services for this great county of Kisumu, we are obligated to help everybody. So let us not task them to get whatever they cannot get. Thank you.
Chair.
Honorable God, yeah.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I think the friends of the committee are misleading this house. And I will request that if you are a friend of the committee, please give us time. We are the bona fide committee members of this house. We did have a meeting on this issue before you came in. Don't be populist on this matter. Don't show that you love this more than we do. We as the members, bona fide members of this committee, we had a meeting and decided if somebody says a file was voided, we need to know even one. So that when we walk to the department, we can say, so-and-so's file was voided. But you can't come here and be populist and want to show us what you don't know, that you think you are more popular or going to be so friendly to the contractors than you do. This is a matter that came to our committee. We've had a meeting on the same, and we want to do the best of the best to ensure that the prayers, the 5 prayers that the contractors gave us, are implemented to the latter. And therefore, our basic requirement was, if now some of you, or representative of you, know any of the voided files, any of the preferential treatment that has been done, so and so was paid and this one was avoided. This file went to the window, was not paid, and so was paid. It's basic. But you can't come here and be populist and want to show us that you love this contract and we do. We want to request that if you have, but we are not forcing. If you don't have, it's well and good. We'll deal with your prayers. But if you have and you can show that this file went to the window, was not paid. This person did a work in 2020, but me, I did a work in 2018. I have not been paid, but the salary in 2020 was paid. Preferential treatment. So that we go with the document, we just need to even have evidence. So that when we call the executive here, we'll show them this file has not been paid from 2019, but the file of 2020 was paid. So that we say, when you want us to give the executive mandate to pay you, we say first in, first out. Those are the rules we want to make. But we can't go there if we don't have the evidence that there's a preferential treatment, the avoided files. So, Chair, please, the friends of the committee, please give us time to do our mandate. You'll have the floor to come.
Chair, please.
Point of order, Madam Chair. Point of order, Madam Chair. The honorable member is misleading this house. Madam Chair, allow me, please.
Madam Chair, with
Order, honorable members.
Yes.
Please get seated.
with the due
I'll give you permission.
with the due respect,
Madam Chair.
Honorable Oiko, I have not given you permission. I want role concerning this. Honorable members, we are being guided by the Procedures Act. When dealing with petition, and I read number 5, part A, that the committee may invite the petitioner to clarify or submit such further information as the committee may consider necessary. And this is what we have done. If they don't have, well and good. That does not mean that we are not doing our investigation. And that does not mean that this thing will end here. And that does not mean that we are not going to give you a fair hearing. So I've ruled and we proceed. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Chair, for giving that wise ruling. I want to thank you for the ruling. That is the second one since I sat down here. Looking at how we've started off, Chair, I cry for my county, Kisumu County. Looking at how we've started off, it is a situation where we have a boil at the thigh and we are ready. We are busy massaging the feet. That is where we are. Some of us, and I want to be very bold because I believe in being bold, because even if I'm victimized, I've been victimized over being here. I was here when Honorable Ikopeto was the chair of the ad hoc committee. I think I sat somewhere here. The narration he had given that all those petitions that we have been doing here, they never see the light of the day. And I'm even wondering how we've started off. Are we really going to solve this problem? Are we going really to solve this problem? I pray that God will give you wisdom so that we do this thing once and for all. This is a situation where we are being told, we have been even called amorphous in some offices when they visited them. I wonder why we should drag our feet, yet we know very well that there is an issue, there are allocation of funds are being dispersed, contractors are not being paid. For instance, I would give myself as an example. My chair gave out an evidence that the reason why the 32 and either there are thousands that Mheshimiwa was talking about cannot be here, they fear victimization. You'll be here, they start saying, it is Michael Laduda who took you to the assembly. Don't pay him. So it is even hard to go and find evidence there. The evidence that we gave out, it is in that file. It was given to us after writing to the controller of budget. Right now, since change of office, the officers there have been changed. We can't find some of those documents. I want to give myself as an example that I did a work in 2019. I've not been paid today. I know even they're going to victimize me again after leaving this house. It is upon you, Chair,
we give out this thing, we sort out these things once and for all. It is very sad because I know we will come here again in the next 2 or 3 years with a similar petition. We will come back and still find ourselves not paid. I'm beseeching you that we go to the matter. If it is a matter of evidence, the ones that we can produce, we will give you verbally like this. Because if you go there and start asking for either voided files at chief officer's office, the first thing they will tell you that it is not within their mandate. It is not within their mandate. So the request you made, we came here to tell you that some of them we cannot get. And if we proceed the way we have started off, we are going to also take another full term of not solving this matter. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, Chair, we are members of the committee. This document is self-explanatory. Today, we were not even hearing your case. We were building evidence. We requested for these documents, which you have responded very well, that you cannot provide them. It is the chair now to rule, and the committee will sit down because they requested this. Then they say, what is the way forward? Members, I stand to be guided because there are 5 documents. Even if you were to bring them here, then we'll have them and start our journey. There is a stage at which, again, maybe you will be called to respond to certain responses that we'll have gotten from the executive. But today, we were just kicking off with this. But since you don't have them, I leave it unto the chairman to rule, to give a ruling in response to what was supposed to be the agenda of today. Thank you.
Chair.
Honorable Adega. Honorable members, our friends, whatever you're doing is right. Even oral submission is okay, but a written one is even better. So you are doing the right thing. We will allow you just to proceed. Okay, Honorable Adega, do you have something to say?
As I was talking first, we are a friend of these guys because what they are doing in our wards. And by the way, I'd been working in court. First thing, the petitioner must be invited to give evidence before we move ahead. For today, it was just a first step of our proceedings. We don't rule you at this stage. If you don't have any document, it is right. If you have any evidence, you give before us, then we move ahead. We can't call the defendant before calling the petitioner. So, we are together with you. We are not against you. As I said earlier, some of my projects are lying down because you are not being paid. Thank you, Chair. Kindly guide this committee.
Your mic, Honorable Oiko.
The contractors were given the chance to collaborate on the report. And then more argument cropped up. Can we return to them so that we listen to them?
Okay, I just want to urge you that whatever you're doing is right. Even oral submissions are very much in order. Yeah, you can just do it to your best. Yeah. We are just with you. You are our brothers. We feel what you are going through. Thank you. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair, for the time that you've given me. I hope I'll be strong enough to execute my case. I want to give examples, my oral submissions for the records purposes. Whatever you people will do with the evidence that we'll produce is up to you. But at least I shall have given my case. A good example, Madam Honorable, you told us that you belong to ICT committee or something like that. I want to give an example. You are a member of ICT.
Get it right. It is Finance and ICT committee.
Finance and ICT committee.
Yes.
That's where I want to start giving my oral submission. That is another department which is really sending us to the grave. Personally, I am in Amitrap. Amitrap is antidepressant. I was stronger than I am today. I want to give you an example. There was a request to supply e-boards, which was done at the Governance and Public Administration Department. The request was done by the Budget Committee. So which means the e-boards ought to have been paid by the Department of Governance and Finance and Public Participation, if I'm not wrong. Do you know what happened? The two files which supplied the e-boards have been charged under ICT, which is under the Finance and Economic Planning. And when I asked, I did the ICT work. I worked at the Rotary. I'm the one who did the LAN at the Rotary. I'm the one who supplied the laptops at the 8th floor. I'm the one who wrote the D-links and did the conduiting at the 9th floor. None of my file has been paid. When I asked, I was told the e-boards were supplied by someone who is very much powerful and they have to be charged at the ICT department. As we speak, none of my file has been charged. Can you find out why from the director? You know, sometimes we don't even need to label the CECs. It is the directors who does the wrong things. These people, some of you, you assembly people, you prove them for 3 years contract. Year 1, they learn how to work. Year 2, they make money. Year 3, they exit. Find out about that. ICT department. And this is one department that will give you an LPO. Once you have supplied, they hold the money, they go for training. So when it is validation, insufficient fund. Why do you give me an LPO if you don't want to kill me? Why do you want to give me an LPO which when it reaches the time of payment, there is insufficient fund? Are these people not interested in killing us? I've done the work. You gave me the LPO with a voted. Now when it reaches at the time when you should be paying me, you are telling me there is insufficient fund. This is what is happening. Immediately you get the LPO and you go looking for sourcing money to do the work. They collude and they redirect the money to where they can easily access it. So once you have supplied, they have done everything. When it reaches the time when they should be, and I say when they should be validating so that your file reaches the payment stage, there is insufficient fund. They start talking of the supplementary budget. So why do they talk of the supplementary budget while when you were given the work, they had given you the LSO, the LPO? Why do you give me the work when there is no money? Is it the right way to do business in Kisumu County? And they are there. They are colluding with the accountants and they are charging their files. Today, as we speak about the pending bills, it is there are people who are seriously stepping on our toes. And they want us to die. Because ikifika tunamaliza kazi mapema. The other day I went to where we call it the mortuary, where they keep the pending files. I went to look for the work which I did and which was completed on March. That is Dago Kutinde dispensary. I asked him, why is it that you removed the files and the mine was not removed? I was told I would vizuri. Once I've done the work, why do you expect me to talk good? And I talk good to who? Why should I be nice to someone who never went to the bank to collect a loan? Who never used even a single cent to do the work? And for how long shall we be talking good to these people while we are servicing loans? Members of Parliament, members of our county assembly, as an oversight, you need to do something. We are really suffering. You are telling me someone is talking in, is telling me you've not talked well. So my file is lying there because I didn't talk well. I wish Honorable Tiang was here. He would be my witness. I supplied goods. I slept in 3 weeks. Nikitafuta gala goods and token bags. I brought the goods and madam was very happy. They were distributed there. You know, I have not been paid. We were 3 suppliers. I'm the only one who has not paid. Why? Someone is waiting for me to go and talk to them. For how long will I be talking? And yet when I was in Tarakaniti, they were not there. I did the ECD books for the Nyanda sub-county, the year 2020. Yeah, I've not been paid 2.7 million. Why? Someone is waiting me to go and talk to them. Some of us have made a deliberate decision. And this one should come from the assembly. If they don't need us, let them pay us. We shall even go to Vihiga. We shall even go to Kericho. Let them give us our dues so that even if we die, we leave something for our family. Because for sure, we are going to die. Personally, I'm in army trap. I can show you. I took it Paponditi. If you are in Paponditi, I'm part of the people who are in antidepressant. And it's not that my wives are disturbing me, not that I can't pay the school fees. It is because county government of Kisumu is owing me a lot of money. Someone who should be charging my file for ICT is charging something for e-board, which was procured at a different department, just to make sure that I die very fast.
Thank you, Chair. I want to present my case under our prayers, direct the County Executive Committee for Finance to establish a clear structure process for reviewing and clearing voided files and provide contractors and suppliers with timely resolution for the outstanding payment.
Okay, proceed, and we need more of those.
I'm standing with regards to my file. In 2016, I used to work under my brother, who used to be also a contractor here, and he passed on. So I decided now to proceed, because when Kibaki government took over and we finished school, we were told that the government is not employing people. So youths are advised to register a company and register with government so that youth can access government procurement, the 30%. So I managed to get the 30% of a project in Seme. And I'm glad one of the Mheshimiwa for Seme is here. I pray that this one be unanswered and recorded as evidence and be taken. And if you want a case to pick, you write there, Roads and General, which was a youth company. I was given a work to just do a pit latrine, a 4-door pit latrine. Some of you can understand what it costs in the budget. It's something around $1 million, and it is being just a hole and you do the structural work. I was added another work, which was building a changing room for sports at Papakadundu. I struggled all my way to look for money. I did the work. And I believe my case is similar to the other thousands of contractors who are not here. So I finished the work. I've struggled to get payment, notwithstanding the discrimination, the ones who are saying that preferential. Because if I worked in 2019, why should you pay a file of 2021, 2022, 2019, 2020, 2018, 2019 has not been paid? I have the keys for the toilet with me for the last 4 years. I have the key for changing room for the last 4 years.
Chair, there's a little intervention.
Yes.
The projects they are mentioning, let them properly be recorded on their site for our reference.
Yeah. You repeat the toilet pit latrine.
Thank you, Chair.
And Chair, on that, I think, just a minute. Chair, I think what we requested from them was far. But I think what they are now doing right now, if there is a case in question, like the first speaker, now the second speaker, we would really want to have the LSO or LPO by then, whether 2016, 2019, so that we have evidence that this was the LPO done on such a date by Officer XYZ, and any other document. I think they have, as contractors they have, so that when we are handling these cases and when the executive will be here, we are able to point 1, 2, 3. I think they were not able to get all of them, but the specific ones they are now opening up to, we need evidentiary documentation for that. Thank you, Chair.
These are the evidences we needed, the binding document. Yeah, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to proceed. Whatever you are requesting, it is true we have them. It
is only that we didn't carry them because, just like I said, many of their thousands of contractors fear victimization. They will now tell you, sasa wewe ndio unajua kwenda county assembly, wewe ndio uko na miguu za kuenda. We will see who will let that county assembly pay you. And it is evidence. I'm telling you, even me, after leaving this door, the words will reach the executive that it is Morris Onyangalo and Adoda are the ones who took you to the assembly again. So this file is all going to be paid. Roads and General Limited, construction of changing room and 4-door pit latrine at Pap Kadundo in Seme sub-county.
Pap Kadundo.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why I was citing it under our player number 2, I worked my way last financial year, and it reached the IB, what we call the internal banking. It was voided. So write it again under voided files. Why did you void? It was not paid, and under preferential terms, the ones that were did in the 2021, 2022 were paid, and 18-19 was not paid. Why? Why? So we were requesting, because we have so many similar cases. I also did a project. Just last year, we managed to find a job of desilting.
Last year, 2023?
2023, 2024, is it?
Okay.
Because we're in 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
We are also advised to get the work in good time and do the work in good time so that you can be paid. We were not paid. I was not paid. What they want there is, after doing the work, you start being their visitor from Monday to Friday, pleading with them to pay you.
The desilting work, where was it done?
In Ulalo.
Ulalo.
Yeah, I think it is in somewhere at southwest.
Yeah, in west.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason why I was not paid, I was told that the money that was supposed to be used to pay me was not disbursed. Now, I don't know who's saying the truth, because from the information we get from the public is that they have been getting disbursement. That money for July came. I was not paid. I'm being now told to wait. The statement is wait, we are waiting for money. Wait, we are waiting for money. Until what time? That is our prayer, that you compel. And I'm part of the team who draft this petition. I'm part of the team who draft this petition and signed it. It is very painful for some of us to start, just like the way he said, he's on antidepressant. I myself, I'm handling a dad who is at 83 years, who is having prostate cancer stage 4. I believe I'm on one answer, and these things goes for record. That is the situation of so many thousands of us going through. How am I able to get a omeprazole for him? Because he's also dying. My son, I educated him. There's no job. He has gotten into this thing of contract. He's not being paid. I also have to procreate and give back to my family. I cannot provide for them. These are the matters that we want to present to you. Kindly, call the CEC. I know in this world, you can be mesmerized with power. I know you live in someone who will not come. I believe that one day we get paid. It is not our joy coming here each and every day. Contractors conduct. Kwani sisi ndio tunafanya kazi gani hajituwezi lipwa? If some of those things are God's project, let them tell you so that we don't come here again. Because it is very sad. Allah was here in 2019 under the same petition. I was here. I'm here again in 2024 under the same petition. Why can the matter be solved? Please, this is the house. It is a house of order. You can use your powers to compel Waziri George to pay contractors. I know it is very hard to, people fear calling names. Is the person in charge of finances? He should pay us. That is my humble prayer. Thank you.
Okay, I want to assure you that we don't fear calling them. If there's someone, they do come, and they will. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. I also
Sergeant Atama, sister, with the mic.
Yeah, I want also to present my case. Me, myself, I'm a widow. And the issue of pending bill has really affected me because the one who takes care of the child. I can no longer pay school fees for my children because of the pending bills that are there. There is a work I did in 2020 when the corona thing arose, and the water pump that pumps the whole of Moroni sub-county broke up. I was given, it was an emergency during that corona period, that is in 2020. I bought the machine at the Davies and Shutlift, and it was a big machine that the Kewasco people are the only people who could go and fix it. So the Kewasco team took that machine to Moroni sub-county. I've not been paid to date. I've really worked since 2020 to date. So it was under water department. So I don't know what to do because it is really affecting me. I can no longer even pay school fees for my children. And I've really worked for payment. It was taken to window in 2021. It was voided. It was taken back to the department to date. So there is no even hope because even the processing of the file, I don't know even when it will take place. So under county of government, we have two files. There are development files and there are recurrent files. So the supplies like the water pump that I did are under recurrent files. And you find that these recurrent files, they are taken back to the department to charge them. And when you go back to the department, they're given what is called AIEs. The AIEs they are given are not enough for them. So they say that the AIEs that are given to them, they can only pay their fuel and maybe the office operations. So they are not in a position to pay in the pending bills. So you find that the pending bills that are charged under recurrent are lying at the department. No hopes, no anything that will be removed and even being processed. Because the department are saying that they cannot charge the recurrent, the AIs they are given are little that they cannot manage to pay their operational office and also pay the pending bills. So the current files that are lying at the department, we don't know even when they'll be paid. But the development files are normally left at the finance departments. But all the recurrent files that pending are at the department. So it is hard. We don't know even when they will be processed. So I'm humbly requesting that you help us see on the pending bills on recurrent files.
How much do they owe you?
1.5 million.
And your name again?
I'm Maureen. The company name is VJP General Enterprises.
So. Use your mic, Honorable Oiko.
Oh, sorry. Madam Chair, what the contractors raised needs to be expanded a little. You know, there's the development and the supplies. The supplies are supposed to be done under O&M. Supplies are supposed to be done under O&M. And when this matter came up, it was done under O&M. And O&M in the department has little money. And they did not plan for that. So this is a file that can take years before it is paid. So it is upon the assembly to take the department to task. When they plan very little money for O&M at the department, and they commit the contractors to do heavy work. And what is also known is that money for O&M is supposed to be paying for supplies. And there is an outcry on O&M at the department. So we need to dig deep into this because even when the departments also come here, they raise alarm on this. So your point is taken.
Okay. You can proceed, but before you do that, you say your name, company, and when the contract was awarded. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My name is Okelo Eric, resident of Kisumu County. I work with civil society.
Use your mic, Mr. Okello.
My name is Okelo Eric, a resident of Kisumu County. I work with civil society organization in Kisumu called URF Kenya. And again, I am a contractor as well. As my colleagues have alluded to, I want to categorically say that it is true that lack of payment is making not only contractors, many families deteriorate in life. A work done in West Kisumu, 2017-2018, access of Migingo access road, 2.49 million. A work done in Masogo Nyangoma, Ongindo access road, 2.49 million. A work done in Ahero VTC Center, 1.6 million. A supply done at the Department of Governance. Only one job was done by Radar Investment Company. The rest are done with Infolite Technologies. All these have not been paid, totaling to 7.6 million. Madam Chair, I think going by the rules of this assembly, and if only the assembly would adhere to the rules given by the Constitution, negates the implementation of other rules, then you will start helping the county government of Kisumu. And if rules changes along the way, then there is no even reason of being in this assembly, in this committee. Why do I say this? It is the same assembly members who act in the interest of being contractors, neglecting their powers.
Point of order, Madam Chair. Point of order, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, I think you are a petitioner here to present your case before this committee. And if you dare accuse members of this house to be contractors, then please come with evidence, the companies, the CR12 of those members, because some of us don't even have companies. So if you want to say there are members here who are interested in your case or interested in being contractors, then I don't think you are in the right place to prosecute your case.
Chair, I think we have to be serious. Chair, allow the member or the petitioner either to withdraw and apologize or table evidence, because all of us have IDs. All the MCAs have IDs and have e-citizens. So if there is any, please, if there is none, apologize. Thank you.
Chair, I have something to say.
Okay, before you proceed, Honorable Okoyo, Eric, here we have a standing order and understatement of facts. Could you please clarify or explain further? Say the person were name of the company, and when the contract was done.
Thank you very much. I know I've stepped into a very a big toe. If you allow me to explain further, I have no document that would show.
Then, Chair,
a minute.
he has only to apologize, nothing else. Please, if he has nothing.
Give him time.
I have no document to show of a company, of an MC as a contractor. But I have evidence of myself.
Yes, Honorable Chair.
Madam Chair, if you are a chief and you have a case and you know that I'm an ironer, why bring your case to the ironer? If that is the direction we are going, then we are wasting time because the team, if he's indeed speaking on the behalf of the team, then we are wasting time because we are accused as charged. If you can't withdraw and apologize, then we are no business being here. Because if I'm the ironer, how can I prosecute the case of a chief? We are here to help, and then we are being accused. Then we are wasting time, Madam Chair. If you can't apologize, then I think, Madam Chair, we don't need to proceed. Okay. I feel very much offended, and I feel I'm in the wrong place.
Madam Chair.
Please, Honorable Loiko.
Madam Chair, I'm pleading with the members. Let's give him time. Let him accuse us. Let us understand the nature of accusation. If it is baseless.
Oiko, you are misleading this house.
No. I'm not misleading the house.
Number and e-citizen. You even a contractor. That is evidence. Let him produce it.
Yeah, that is what.
There's nothing like that.
Let him finish.
No.
Sit down. Honorable Chair. Get seated, please, Honorable Akash. Get seated, Honorable Nyaoke. This is the House of Order, and you have to speak to the chair. I'm seated here. Mr. Okello, if you have nothing, if you cannot substantiate your statement, then apologize and we proceed.
Madam Chair, I believe this is the House of Law and Order.
Yeah.
And let them act in a manner that depicts law and order. Madam Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, we are honorable members of this assembly. And if a witness can come here and point at us and let them act. Honorable Chair, this is a house of law and order, just as my friend Erika stated. And in the standing order, if you have spoken something which you cannot substantiate, it is there in the standing order. You withdraw and apologize. Or you substantiate and we proceed. Thank you.
Get seated. Mr. Okello, you only have two options. You either apologize or substantiate what you are saying. Full stop with evidence. If you don't have, even if you know so and so is doing that, but you have nothing to prove before this honorable house, then you just apologize and proceed with your case.
Madam Speaker, I would substantiate. Members of the County Assembly, if you want me to name names, I will name. Members of the County Assembly, one, if you are working in their ward, not as a contractor, this member is not a contractor. If you don't pay money, you will not work in that ward. Number one thing, in Kisumu County, ward.
Madam Chair, we are
on a point of order.
Very wrong forum. Madam Speaker, why do you allow that to go ahead?
You have never paid me a rig, and you've worked in my ward, and you're talking here like you're paying members.
I think, Mr. Okello, you are debating.
Madam Chair.
Because this is now a different case you are talking about.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Please, Madam Chair. I think.
Yes, paid you.
Mr. Rick,
do what?
I beef to pick with the members because he's never bought me even a soda. And beside that, he's not speaking on the spirit of this petition. If you want to bring a fresh petition accusing members, then he should do that. And Madam Speaker, to allow this meeting to proceed, you have the power to deny him the power of the microphone. Because it's deviating from what you have. We have items highlighted by the petitioners. If you want to be a civil society person, then you should bring a fresh petition accusing members with evidence and accusing members who we normally praise and those who are contractors. A fresh petition. But what we have before us here is a petition beseeching the assembly to assist them be paid. Not what is insinuating. Mr. Speaker, I think that petitioner, if indeed he is a petitioner, is out of order, and I beg that you rule him so. Thank you.
Mr. Kello, one more chance. If you can't substantiate, then I'll rule you out of order and suspend you.
Madam Speaker.
You are no longer going to present your case.
Chair.
One more chance.
Chair.
Yes.
Chair, allow me to say something, please. I have not spoken.
You have not.
Yeah.
Concerning the issue before the...
Yeah, the issue of Okello. Chair, you'll agree with me that most of the people who come here as witness or like petitioner, majority, if not all, do not know the rules of the assembly. And that's why you are there as a chair to guide the witness, especially to what is supposed to be discussed. He might have a lot in his mind. He might have a lot that he wants to say. But regarding the issue that we are discussing today, he should subject himself to the area that they brought them to the assembly today. And that is not far from what Honorable Ocelli is saying. We have a petition, and maybe he has something to say regarding the petition. If content of the petition is about the MCAs and maybe contractors MCA, then he should be at liberty to say so. But if that is not part of the things that he's supposed to say, then I think the chair, I don't see any sense of asking him to substantiate or even go to diverting the entire agenda that you had initially, so that he stick himself to what he's supposed to say. If he has any other issue, as a member of civil society or as a complainant, he can raise it in a different forum, Madam Chair. I think that will be in order.
Mr. Kello, just a reminder, in this petition, we are dealing with non-payment of pending bills. That's number one. Number two, we are dealing with voided files and preferential payments. Number three, we are dealing with financial hardships under adverse economic impact. Stick to that.
On the point of order, Madam Chair.
Yes.
I can't see the name of the petitioner in this list.
Madam Chair. On the same note, Madam Chair, I think we are blaming a wrong person, because those who signed and those who did introduction earlier say that their interest is in this petition. But Mr. Eric didn't sign. That means he didn't sign and he didn't commit to the wordings of this petition. Therefore, he is not part and parcel of this team. He should not contribute to a matter that he does not subscribe to. So I request the chair simply just allow him to leave.
Mr.
Because he will destroy for these genuine petitioners.
Madam Chair, let me add something on that. Madam Chair, here is Eric with the team who came here to ask us to support them so that they can get their payment. But maybe Eric doesn't know that he's unanswered. And this is what we are going to bargain or to ask the department to pay them. Here is Eric accusing us being people they have compromised, given us money, and that's the reason why they cannot be paid. And then we still continue to entertain Eric because he's accusing us as people who are corrupt. Madam, I think Eric should be shown the doors because he doesn't know where he is and he is not here with the team for the same interest why the team came here to ask for support. So, Madam, I think because Eric said he's a civil society member, then he should be given another forum to go and accuse MCAs of being corrupt and being compromised by the contractors. Thank you.
Madam Mr. Okello, could you please confirm to this committee that you are among the members of the Contractors Association by confirming your name if you appended your signature here? If not, you are not going to execute your case, but we'll allow you to sit here. Because before you came, 5 of you were here, but we confirmed only 3 signed this document. They are the ones who own this document. And as a committee, we agreed that only 3 were going to present their case.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am a member of Kikosa.
Madam Chair.
Get seated, please. Yeah.
Madam Chair, I think going by that, I think it's well noted that let's restrict first to the people who brought the petition without bringing other joyriders. And point number 2, Eric Okello has said something that is so damaging to the image of this assembly. 1, we have to stop him. 2, we have a legal team as an assembly that we need to invite him before the assembly. He provides evidence. If he doesn't provide evidence, we have the courts for us that we can also, I mean, we can't just let this go. Because I know for sure, as the member of his Okello has never given me any money, not even a cup of tea. But coming here to accuse me, and he has worked in my ward, coming here to accuse me that he has given me money before he worked in my ward, to me is tantamount to the hugest character assassination that I need to be cleared before a court of law. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Mr. Okello, if you know your name is not here, please just get seated. We proceed with others. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm sorry for what has happened. And I want to pray that because what we have brought before this House, Chair, is so important to us. And on that note, I request that we remain focused to face these issues head on. Chair, I want to give you a case.
Honorable Guard, could you please approach the chair? Okay, proceed.
Chair, I want to give you a case that falls among projects that have not been paid for years. Chair, I have a cousin at home, an old man. He has a company. The name of the company is Denwash Engineering. Denwash Engineering did a road in Koru, Moroni in 2018. If I'm not wrong, the old man did that road when he was 70 years. The old man today is 78 years old and he has not been paid to date. And those are just but a few of projects that have not been paid. When this regime came to power, that is in 2017, a committee was formed, popularly known as, an audit committee was formed, popularly known as a Lois Committee. The reason this committee was formed, the government did not want to arbitrarily pay projects that had not been paid. Instead, they ordered for an investigation. They formed this committee to investigate these projects so that what should be paid, and what cannot be paid, they give reasons why it cannot be paid. Alois categorized these projects into 3 categories. One, the eligible contracts. 2, the ineligible. And 3, there were cases that they recommended be taken to EACC for investigations. Here, this was public money used. To date, regardless of our many efforts, Chair, to have this report released, the report has not been released. Instead, what are they doing? They are paying people from the same report, even before the report is released, they are paying people selectively. This case I mentioned, Chair, from what we got, the reason why it could not be paid is that there was no professional opinion. Chair, professional opinion is a county business, not the contractor's business. So there's no reason why a contractor cannot be paid because an officer in the county did not give his professional opinion. So that is what is holding that file. Chair, to date, that file, the mother file, is not there. So that is just one case. So my appeal to this House as you investigate this issue further, Chair, you would do us a lot of good if this report was officially released. Chair, these are just but a few contractors. Many more contractors have very serious pending cases. On my own account, I want to say I did projects. What I did in Mheshimiwa Ochele's project, it was a floodlight. It has not been paid. And while they're enjoying it. I did a project, Chair, also in Manyata, Honorable Nerea's ward. Another floodlight. Here, it has not been paid to date. I did a project in Honorable Wero's ward. They're enjoying the facility. It has not been paid to date. And many more. Chair, the problem of this county, if it cannot be taken head on, then we have a big problem. A lot of interference by the executive to the extent, Chair, that before projects are paid, somebody has to determine who should be paid and who should not be paid. I only hope I'm not going to be asked to substantiate, but that is in the public domain. How I pray, Chair, that by the time we are ending this session today, and like as you had indicated, we are willing to come back here once more. Why? Just to cooperate, give you every information we have to help you sort out this elephant in the house. And the elephant in the house is payment. A lot of interest on issues payment. So I would end there temporarily to give also my other colleagues time to
Chair, the contractor has mentioned quite a number of projects, and he has not stated the financial years. And the Alois report you are talking about, tell us the year it was done.
Excuse me, before you proceed, as you've given your account of reports, I know we have an audited report of the files that were pending bills, that is. Of course, There are still files that are missing, and we are aware. With this petition, we'll get the official files, the audited files that are approved. The ones that have missing documents like the professional opinion, certificate of whatever, I think they'll be part of the report we are going to get from the executive through this petition. Because through your prayers, you've given us 5 prayers. Some of them I think are already, we have done them before, like putting money aside for pending bills. That one is already being done by this assembly to ensure that pending bills are paid. The other thing I wanted to advise that those who have given accounts of their projects, Leo, Honorable Law, we will need you on the sidelines of this meeting, after this meeting, maybe to get the companies, the financial year the projects were done, and where. So that become part of what we are going to go with. Because when we meet the executive, which I think the committee will make a decision, before we do our final report on this, I think we'll also have to meet you, the representative of you, and the representative from the executive, so that when we do a report, we do a conclusive report. Because like there's an account of somebody, I don't know, it's madam or somebody, there's somebody who said a file of 2020 was paid and 2018, see 2018, 2019. We want to know the reason as to why. And therefore, I know we'll also be stepping on your toes in terms of, if you have to streamline it, then those who are preferential contractors, as you put in your petition, will also come crying. But we have to make Kisumu County be a county where people can do business. It is only through the county that the economy of this county can thrive, through your contracts, whatever you're doing. And us as members as well, for us to be seen to be working, it is only through you, contractors. That is going to work in our wards to make them, people have the services. So I've gotten your contribution on the same. We'll also want to know, through your petition, those files you are saying were supposed to go to EACC. Because now that is going to form a part of our report. Because we want to know all those who are claiming money from Kisumu County, whether eligible, or those who are recommended for the EACC. Of course, we are also aware there are some missing files. There are contractors with the claims of missing files. How I wish, through your representation, if you can get even 1 or 2 for our onward transmission so that we know these files that are missing, what is the reason. On the issue of Madam who? Sorry? Maureen. We are aware that there's always a confusion between the department and the farm that runs water services in Kisumu, that is Kewasco. We have Nyanas through the Kewasco and the Kewasco itself. And you are aware that Kewasco is a non-profit making organization. And therefore they should stand on their own. And if the pump you bought belongs to, and is being used by Kewasco to get money from their customers, then they should be in a position to pay you. Because if you go to the department, when we do our budgets here, we look at their consumables. And you know very well we cannot put a pump as a consumable in a department. Therefore, that's a special case. Through the chair, I feel we should see how best that file is taken to Kewasco for payment. Because they're the ones using your pump. You might be following the department, but when this committee sits here to give, or the assembly sits here to do the budget, we doesn't know who is going to break the next pump tomorrow. And that is why the Kewasco resources and the collection and revenue doesn't reach the county coffers. They use their money at source, they get money and do other things. So I think that's a special case through the clerk. I think that should be noted. And the department involved should also be informed so that we get the bottom of that. Any other submission? Okay.
Thank you. Through Madam Chair, I apologize for what one of our members insinuated, which he was not able to substantiate. As we started, I want to build my case on us not having the documents that are appropriate on this case. Over here, I have two documents. One for pending bills on 2018, and the other one is for pending bills on 2019-2020. These documents, we only got them after writing to the controller of budget. You can look for documents here, but you are told we are not the right people to be given the document. Once or twice, we have gone to the executive just to know the list of members who are on request. Like when they want to pay, they do a request to the treasury or the COB. Then once it is approved, they pay. So on several occasions, we have gone to them that, can we have the list so that we know those people who are going to be paid, so that the others who are not going to be paid, they can relax, they know they are being paid next. That has not been done. Secondly, it is right that we work on a formula of payment, the FIFO, first in, first out, so that we know that my file was processed in the year 2017. It is in our payment schedule that around 100 files are going to be paid first, then another 100 are going to be paid next. So I don't go and stand there at the county, because I know after a duration of 3 or 2 months, I'll be paid next time. So it is right for the committee to note also to have a chat with the county executive for them to make a payment schedule on that. The third one was, I think, before we came here, some time back, I think it was on 4th, last month, 2024. We went to Waziri and we asked about the list of voided files. Waziri told us that that is a very, that is a document that he can only provide after having a cabinet meeting. So the cabinet is going to approve is when we can be given the document. So we have tried. It's not that we don't have the documents. We have tried to look for the documents, but the information that we are getting is not that good that can be given to somebody for documentation. Again, on the issue of victimization, I think a former chair, Mr. Lowe, who is now the board member, did a document here of files which were not paid, pending bills. I think after the office gave the documents to the executive, these people were victimized and were not paid till today. So us coming here to give you another document, then at the back of our mind, we feeling that I want to give the document, then again, later I will not be paid. So we had some, our legs were heavy on doing that. But we feel like the spirit we have seen here and how you people, the members, honorable members have addressed whatever we have said, I believe and know that we are going to have a very good report on this and maybe a success. I have another two issues to put across. There's a contractor called Madam Agnes Agua. She's a contractor. If some of you have been going to the corridors, I think once or twice, you normally see this mama goes to the CS office, Waziri's office, or the chief officer's office. Yesterday she was there. The woman cries always. She says she has 5 files which have not been paid from 2017. Yesterday, she gave us a list of 3 companies that were supposed to be, our files are placed at the pending bills office. So she cried like if only one can be removed, she can pay school fees and things that can better her life. Then we tried and talked to the officers. We don't know if the file was removed. That is where we are as a contractor. Then again, on my case, in the year 2020, at Professor Peter Nyang' Nyong'o Secondary School, I did an event worth 993,000. The same event that I did, there is a musician who was there on the same event. The lady was paid after 3 weeks. So me here today, from 2020 up to today, have not been paid. This file is a recurrent file. It was under a Ministry of Department of Education. Then the department was splitted. It was under Education, Sports and Culture. Then Sports and Culture was splitted, then Education remained the other side. So the file was lagging at Department of Education. So they waited until I went and asked. Is when I'm told the department switched. So I had to look for the chief officer to do for me a letter for the file to be moved to another department again. When the file goes to another department, it was received by a secretary. Then after 2 months that I went to ask the chief officer, I was told they don't know the trace of the file. So I don't work at the county. Now, my work is to look for the file, physically, walk in the offices, look for the file. I did that for like 2 months. Then I found the file was at the Director Culture's office. Then I'm told the chief officer by then gave her the file, but they don't write anywhere that she was given the file to go and check if what I did was right. So somebody is telling me from 2020, a file that even went to the window and was voided, went back. Now again, somebody else is coming again to look at it. If I did right things, you sometimes sit down and ask yourself, are we living in a just society? So as the committee, our work as contractors is not to go and follow your file from point A to the last point. If I've completed my work at the site or the field, my job is to wait for my money to be paid. Not unless a document or something is missing in it, is when I can be called that you provide us with this. But when it is a point that as a contractor, I follow my file from point A to point C, the file has not been paid for 4 years, I use my fare to go and follow the file. Now, if you do a calculation of the money that you have used, follow your file, vis-a-vis what you are going to pay, to be paid, you just sit down and maybe you think, why should I just leave this and go? Let it go. I think on that, I'll complete that on that. Then lastly, on 12th, we sat down with the CS and he called CFO Finance. They gave us varied issues and we presented our case. Then there's another big elephant in the house. I don't know if I'm going to deviate from the case, but if I may, I'm going to deviate. You people are going to guide me on that. The committee should insist on let each officer do his work diligently. If you are a paying officer, let nobody tell you what you are supposed to do. I think I will leave it on that.
Okay, Madam Maureen, you want to add something? Okay, proceed.
Just still on issue of payment, before I forget, my fellow contractors are really crying on this. There is something called retention money. Retention money is normally deducted when you are a period of 6 months. So in case of anything, you can go and rectify that. So immediately after 6 months elapses, you are supposed to claim back that money. And it's normally deducted from the payments. When you are paid, it is deducted. So nowadays, it is so hard for you to get your retention money. And yet it is money that was deducted and kept aside for a period of 6 months, that if, in case there is nothing that has happened in the development that you made, you're supposed to get it back. And to date, it is so hard for somebody to get her retention money. Even you find that maybe you worked in 2020, the 6 months elapsed. When you are paid now, they still deduct that retention money, and for you to get that retention money, it is a problem. So we are requesting the committee to check on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm standing again to present my case on our prayer number 4, and that is direct county government entities to conduct early procurement for tenders, specifically within the first quarter of every financial year. With regards to pending bill, we presented this case because we believe that some of these pending bill are manufactured. Some of these pending bill are manufactured. Why am I saying this? You're being given a job, but now the duration of the implementation of that work, it is not achievable. Definitely, it will go to pending bill. I hope all of us are concurring with me. I want to give a typical example. All of us who are seated here know our county, and they know how, maybe if you come from either Kano or Moroni, and when the rains, the short rains and the long rains normally occur, and the natural catastrophe of floods, and it is called El Nino. So you find that the Department of Roads, they want to procure these projects maybe in April. You are given the document in April, you fail, for a month you get the award, maybe somewhere in March. The rains are with us now. You cannot report the site. So you, unakaa kidogo kidogo, you wait. When the rains capsizes, you start working towards a month to end of financial year. So you finish maybe at the verge, because we are now struggling to finish the project so that you get paid. You also rush there. You rush to follow your file so that it be paid. So you find the file, maybe for one reason or the other, it doesn't get to IB. It is now a pending bill. So we are praying that if this committee, under the able leadership of the chairman and the committee members, because I saw Honorable Gadu defending the committee's word that if you are not a friend to the committee, stick to your lane. Compel the executive and the procurement so that they do these tenders in good time. Because for heaven's sake, even if you're given that work and you have all the machines and either you're picking that maram next to the road, the process of movement of file here, it takes some time. So you find yourself falling again in the pending bill problem automatically. With regards to the fourth prayer, we want to request the committee
that you work with the finance department, because our problem comes directly to the finance department, that let the process of movement of files be smooth. I hope all of us have gone to CFO's office. You find there, it is written, the chief officer will see people on Wednesday. Why are people coming there? It is because even after finishing work, you are not sure whether your file is moving or not. So that is the reason why you go to Waziri's office that you send. The chief officer have written that he will see contractors and suppliers on Wednesday and on Friday. And with the nature of people's problem, you can't wait until Wednesday. So definitely you'll be there on Monday, you'll be there on Thursday. There are some of the things that if this committee and if this house can set out once and for all, so that we don't repeat the same problem in the same manner. Why must somebody write in this office that you should come and see me on Tuesday? Because he finds himself, seeing him is what he does. Karibu nisaidie hii file yangu. So we are trying to avoid that narrative of each and every time when a contractor has finished work, they go there to conduct their, to see how their files and are moving. I want to, on a rejoinder note, because I don't want myself to be asked to substantiate that what the secretary said. It is true. It is true. Some of these things, if you don't say them, you will be assuming them. We have walked into a chief officer's office, Mr. Martin. He has told us categorically that I cannot tell you anything. Go on and ask Waziri. And these are matters of payment. It is evident. He told us. So you find we are torn in between. We go to Waziri to look for our payment, or we go to chief officer to look for our payment. That movement also drags the process. You find yourself now, you're falling pending big because you don't know if you've worked. Why should we go and have meetings with Waziri? And if you go to Waziri, whatever he tells you, and he has even told us that when we are seated with the secretary at his office, let me call my acting chief officer. Please, if this house can work on confirming these officers so that they work with the powers they have. Because I believe he also fears implementing some of this thing on personal basis or with the capacity of his office, because either he knows he's acting and maybe can be removed from that office. I pray with the permission, Chair, that you compel the executive that if an officer has been vetted in this house, has been given the mandate to work, let him work. The issue of if money comes, he has to be called for a meeting in a certain area so that they discuss matters of payment. Because even if you go there, you ask an officer, that we are waiting for that meeting from. I know he deals with policy formulations and they must have constant meeting. But please, the ABO committee, compel an officer to work if he has been given work to work. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Honorable Millie. Oh, Honorable Oiko, please kindly allow Honorable Millie to talk.
I'm not contributing. I'm only asking you to confirm with them if they have aired all that was in their chest.
Yes, still here. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to say that it is very unfortunate that we are in such a situation. The other time I talked about issues of the county. Basically, we are trending negatively. And it is too painful to see some of them are our fathers. Not our fathers, our fathers. Some are our sons. And what bites me a lot is a widow being frustrated after borrowing money to get something in doing business, to come and take care of her family. I'm saying it boldly. because I know the pain of being a widow. We've been passing budget in this house with allocation for pending bills. As we sit here, I believe none of us is aware of those bills. I will ask myself as a member of assembly, where is this money going to? I want to appeal to my colleagues, member of assembly. It is high time we rescue this government. It's high time we come up as an assembly and do the right thing that will make these people get their money. And I want to echo what one of them have said. This issue of having an acting CFO, we must do away with it. I'm sure the guy could be working with a lot of fear. He's too much afraid that if I will just do something against what my boss wants, I will be evicted from this office. Let's compel the CS. We want a substantive CFO who can take responsibility because he's a CFO, not just somebody seated warming a chair. We want a substantive CFO and we want a substantive director of finance. Generally, our finance department is doing worse. That's where we have our local revenue. A chairman appointed, still then resigns. I'm appealing to you members. We have the powers and it is our mandate to make things flow the way they're supposed to flow. Thank you.
Honorable Nyauke.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I was not here during introduction time. My name is Honorable Tom Nyauke, member representing North Nyakachi Ward and a member of the Finance Committee. Chair, I have listened to quite a few presentations. And even if they made 10 or 20 more, the ones that they have already made is sufficient enough for us to make further decision. Chair, the cry that these people are doing now, they are not crying for George. They are not crying for anybody. This cry goes to Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o, who is the governor of the Great Kisumu County. The person that God can judge now for the problems that these people are undergoing is none other than Professor Peter Anyang' Nyong'o. And it is so painful that our governor, who is ready to have this county move to the next level, is being dwindled by people who seem to be incompetent. These are people that have come to this house to be vetted, to work on behalf of the governor. We never ask them how much they can con people. That is not what we do to them. When they come here, we want to ask them, what is it that they are bringing to this county? How are they going to work? And they explain here very well on what they are going to do, only to end up giving people work that they know they are not going to pay. We make these poor people borrow money from banks. They work. They can use this money to even build their houses. Why are they being used to build things or projects that belong to the county? And then they are not paid. I want to assure you, ladies and gentlemen, that the committee you are seeing here
we will do everything possible to make sure that we solve this issue of pending bills. I'm requesting my fellow committee members that we can even suspend any other job that we are supposed to do to make sure that we bring this issue to the correct sanity that is supposed to be. Chair, this lady, I can't remember the name, talked about having supplied a water pump, I think a generator or a machine or something like that. We will make an effort. Whoever placed an advert and ordered for her to supply that document will pay, whether there is money or no money. That person will pay. Whether it is Kiwasco, whether it is the department, they will have to pay. The other thing that I need to say is the Department of Finance. If all this message is going to come from the Department of Finance, the officers there, none of them were elected. We don't do an election for CECs in those offices. If it is about chief officers, they are not elected. They are simply employed and paid salary to do what they are supposed to do. If they are not doing what they are supposed to do, they will give way. We will even walk to the governor's office and tell him that this person should give way. We don't have time to entertain any more gerrymandering. Madam Chair, with your permission, I want to request that all of us, let us make a difference on this issue. You know, they are a bit skeptical because they have been here several times before this, several committees, and it is getting like a joke. This time, I'm assuring you, this is no joke. There is no joke here. These members seated here, they are God sent. I want to promise you that. We will do everything possible to make sure that we move forward. Thank you.
Honorable Okoyo, I'm suggesting that we give them time, they conclude, so on our part, we do it as we wind up.
Then, through the chair, let's be cognizant of time.
Yeah.
Our time is up, so let's finalize from your end. Then we'll have maybe a minute each for the Washimio. Then we can call the meeting to order so that we...
Thank you once more, Chair. Chair, I want to take this opportunity to thank this committee for this far we have reached. You know, initially when we started, I almost thought this discussion was not going to take place. But through the grace of God, we are where we are now. So I want to give you a situation that if we are not careful as a county, we have a big problem ahead. Here, most of these contractors are now resorting because of non-payment. And some of those payments, like we have indicated, some of them have taken 8, 7, 10 years. And the law is very clear here that any payment, that is a procurement law, that any payment not paid within a period of 6 years, chances that it will not be paid are very high. Not unless you sit down, the two parties, and agree on an amicable way of sorting it out. Chair, if you ask me today, several of contractors have resorted now to going to court. I'm sure you are aware, and it is in public domain, that there are so many court cases in Kisumu now. Why am I saying this? Chair, I want to request this committee that these problems of non-payment be sorted out. Because if this trend continues, this court cases trend continues, then we are going to reach a point where the county is not going to operate. It is my humble appeal and request, Chair, that where possible, you organize for a meeting between the county assembly, that is the relevant department, the Department of Finance, and the county executive, so that we have some of these court cases resolved. That is my appeal, because we are one people, and we need to sit back and assess ourselves as contractors and even as people charged with the responsibility of executing county matters, that is the executive, and also the assembly. We need to move forward. That is when Kisumu County will benefit. Chair, I was chair for Kisumu Contractors for about 7 years. And if I told you what I went through as chair, you would even think of crying. To a point that I could not be paid because I was championing the rights of contractors. I could not be allocated any work to do simply because they felt I was stepping on their toes. Chair, I would even receive anonymous calls for people who want to meet me in very funny places. So those are some of the things we went through. Chair, there was even a time thugs were sent to attack me. That was in second floor. And I want to say without fear or favor, that Chair, that was the time, if they knew, if the executive knew contractors were coming, they would hire goons from Kondele to come and face us. So those are things we have gone through, but those are now water under the bridge. How I pray, and I want to say I'm very happy with the way the committee has handled us. Like the Honorable Member said, previously we have brought these issues before this assembly. They never took off. They were somehow terminated in a manner we don't understand. So I pray that we walk this journey together. Like I had said, we are willing to come here as many times as you want, as long as it will be an issue to address this elephant in the house. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
In the interest of time,
Yes, yes.
I'll give you 1 minute.
1 minute.
Same to you, Charlie.
I'm just doing a rejoinder so that I sit, because I'm not going to stand again. I want to thank you, Chair, for your time. Actually, when we started this process, it was something that we never saw, or it was going to be possible. But I want to thank you for your time, because when we were doing this petition, the first time we visited the Speaker's office, just like the former Chair said, immediately we got into the receptions. Words had gone around that contractors has attacked the Speaker, and the next thing we saw a police officer. So we just want to build a good working relation. We are not fighting anyone, and we believe that our problem, half shared is half solved. We want to pray that even if it is not solved entirely, you solve it halfly. And again, just like the chairman said, the pending bill issue has even put us in a very awkward position, that when they see 5 or 6 contractors, the next thing you'll see at the CFO's office or our Waziri's office is the increase of county askaris. And that is not the way to go. It should be something that, those are our brothers, those people working there are our sisters. We only go there to demand or to know the position of our payment. So under your leadership, I believe you'll talk to them that this issue of when they see a contractor, they see him as an enemy, should not be there. We are the same people who do those small jobs, those pit latrines on the market, we are fencing the market. How does it now turn that when we demand our payment, we become enemies, then they bring us those hired goons? It is not fair. And I want to thank you, and I pray that God Almighty, who sees everybody and is the heart of save everybody, because you said you started off with the prayer that this matter be solved. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, as I conclude, mine is also to thank you for the time and the warmly welcome of the words that we have. We had a second thought on this, but after discussing and we see there's a future in this. Lastly, my humble submission that you are the people who approve the budget. Then there's another big elephant in the room here. We as Kisumu County, we are told that we have a very big wage bill. But the wage bill keeps on changing. At a time when we go and see Waziri, it's at around 500 million. The next time we went and sat with CS, it was 440. It's 440 million. Then on an explanation, we are told that NHIF, which is now SHA, is being given around, they were going to pay around 100 million. Then the assembly, if I have not forgotten, were to receive around 60 million. Then there's some payment of fuel and all that. Because we had agreed, we had went to see the CS and sat them down, that the county received 710 million for September. Then now again, they have received around 668. So what is there for contractors? The calculation that I have given you, the first one, if you do the calculation, what is remaining for contractors is only 30 million. So 30 million, the voided files in the window, which have been processed, is around 400 million. Now you want to pay 30 million. Is the maths coming up? Then on an inquiry, we asked, this is money from the national government. Then what about the local revenue that you people are collecting? Then we were told by CFO that they are projecting they are going to collect around 80 million. So CS said, if that is 80 million, you add 30 million, that is around 110 million. So are you confirming with me now you are going to pay contractors 30 million? He said that so, but as time goes now, the money for September, whatever we know that there's a request for recurrent which has been done, and the recurrent money, I think is around 30 million if I'm not wrong. Then September and October, if you add that, we will request the committee that if you can talk to the executive, that maybe this money for October is around 600 and something. They clear everything that is in the window, then they start processing the new files that are lagging out behind at the pending bill offices. I humbly submit that. Thank you.
Okay, honorable members, as I said before, they have concluded, so it is our turn now. Any member who has something to say? Yes, Honorable Okoyo.
Chair, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Chair, I want to put this in record that this House has done this before and we are still ready to do it for our brothers and sisters who are doing a very good job for this county. This assembly had sacrificed to suspend a financial year so that our brothers and sisters who are the contractors can be paid and on those pending bills. And I think we are still ready to do it, to sacrifice so that they get their money, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, when I heard my brother giving his story about what he's gone through, I almost wept with him. Because Madam Chair is very, very sad. It's very, very sad because
they have spent their money, which they could have used somewhere, or which they could have spent on their family, to feed their family. And then after doing a job which has been approved but cannot be paid. Madam Chair, this rings or gives a very bad image to our county. Madam Chair, you know very well in even the last budget, some of our members are still complaining about their projects which could not be cleared or were not even done because the contractors did not have money. And one of the reasons why the contractor could not go to the ground because they are chasing for their pending bills. Madam Chair, this calls for the Assembly to stand up and stamp the authority so that we can help our contractors to be paid and our projects can also be completed. I don't have much to say, Madam Chair, because everything has been said, and I want to inform our visitors that we will be ready and willing to do whatever it takes to make sure their money are paid. Thank you.
Any other members we conclude?
Through the chair, I think I want to appreciate the team for coming, and we want to assure you, I heard one of you say you are being victimized when you come to the assembly. I just want to inform the clerk or advise the clerk that we have the names of the 5, so that in case of any victimization because of their coming here, we can intervene for them, because it is their right and it should not be taken negatively for you coming here. Chair, having heard from the petitioners, I think our next meeting should involve the county secretary as well, because they have also met the county secretary. There's some steps they have made. So our next meeting with the department, the county secretary will be involved. I think the letter should be very clear that we know also the county secretary so that we move on the same page from where they left their meeting. Madam Maureen talked about retention. I think that's one of the issues that is before the committee, this committee, the retention money, because the retention money is not pending bill. It is money already in account, set aside. And if it cannot be paid, then where is the money? Because you cannot take it for any other activity. So that's also an issue with this committee, and I think we'll get to the bottom of it, so that those who've worked and after 6 months, they get their retention. You talked about one of your prayers was committing the projects, maybe the first quarter and all that. I think that's also a good way, but we want to assure you that, we want to tell you that we have always a procurement plan. And this procurement plan, the Finance Management Act also doesn't allow us to procure everything for the whole year at once. The 50% you can use within the first 6 months, then another 50. So I think it's also an advice we'll give the department that the tiresome jobs, the big jobs are given the first quarter, so that the light jobs are given maybe the second, so that they can finish at the same time, all at the same time. The issues of going to court, I think, I know there are some contractors in court because of the same, and if you look at our wage bill, not wage bill, our pending bill, the biggest department with the pending bill today is the Attorney General's office. Court cases and they call legal fees. Huh? Legal fees and whatever. We have the pending bill that is draining Kisumu today are generated through the court cases. The last time we were doing the budget here, it was around 1.8 billion. And so we would advise as well. You see, as you go to the court, we continue piling the pending bill we want to finish. If you go to court today, you are already at 10, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. And you know how our courts work. Some people go and do other things there so that they get that. And it's one of the things that made us also not to do some reorganization in the department. That is the Attorney General's office. Because if you don't have attorney general that is competent, all the cases are, he loses all the cases. So the county ends up having more pending bills, which were supposed not to be our role. Lastly, through the chair and the committee, I think we should now go away. The way we should now go as a county, because you find that when the files all get them to Department of Finance, then that is where you get a preferential treatment. We would wish that if you want to pay the pending bills, each and every disbursement, every department is allocated some amount. If it is roads, you allocate maybe you are 200, 100 million. You pay your contractors in priority. If it's health, if it's what, so that we know which department is not paying what. But when you come and confiscate the files in the mortuary, as you say, they are in the mortuary there, then somebody will pick what he wants. So I think that's part of the resolution that if the members will allow, we'll go that direction. But I want to appreciate you for coming. I know we'll get to the bottom of this thing. Through the chair, I hope we are going to, before making the final report to the House, you should be involved so that we make a conclusive report, even if it involves changing our regulations as a county, through even public participation and all that. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Oiko. 1 minute.
Chair, I appreciate that you have been very lenient to the contractors. They have talked. I know what they remember on their way when they're going back. They will not blame us that the environment was not conducive. When we started, it was the way it is, and that is normal. And our colleagues who we don't see now, they have gone to other committee meetings. Chair, in this petition, the contractors are not specific that the pending bills are from which financial year to which financial year. We need to capture that very clearly. The financial year. And I hope they are from 2013 to 2024. If that is correct, I want that to come from your end before they leave. Then another one, the approximate amount of pending bill you want from the executive. That one you cannot say. But Chair, we need to be clear that the contractors cannot give us the clear amount on pending bill. We need to get that from the executive. The voided files, you can also not give us the correct position. The committee is to get that from the executive on the information on voided files. Another critical report that the committee must get from the executive is the Alois report. Even in 2021, the Alois report was a matter. But since we were not given room to invite the executive, we did not get it. Chair, your committee must now ask for Alois report. It will be very critical for us. The committee has raised a matter here which was not in their report, the retention money. This must be captured clearly and the committee deals with it. The procurement plan you have raised here, Honorable Gad has also talked about it. We shall raise it. You have raised a matter here, movement of files in the office, and you want the committee to address that. The committee will take its time and address that. You have also raised a matter here, the role of the Waziri and the Chief Officer Finance. We should not take that lightly. And their roles. You have also raised a matter here, the directors. The directors who are being appointed after every 3 years. Their role. The chair, we need to address this. Then this, the access to information at the county government. There's an Article 35 that gives us room to access information. And then we find that there are classified information. So, Chair, we must address this as a committee. When is an information classified that members of the public cannot get it? When we handle this, they will understand that the directors they are handling also know their right. And that information should not be so secretive that even to know when it should be paid is a problem. A period of payment of contract done, that one must also be echoed and should be made open. And we don't blame those who go to court. Because when you don't know when you will be paid, what do? And when you feel that court can help you better, what is wrong with that? And you have also echoed here that goons are being hired against you. And there was a statement the governor made at one time that contractors who are contracted individually, not as a group. I wish if you can get that communication of the governor, Chair, it will also help us. Why should contractors now go there to the office as a group, not as an individual? Something bad must have happened. If you can get that communication, it was there. I think at that time you were being seen as a nuisance when you go to the government offices. And you have talked about the wage bill. And the wage bill is not a matter in this petition. The wage bill is not a matter in this petition.
Honorable Oiko, 20 seconds.
Yes. So those were the excuses you are now being given. And that is why you are airing there. So, Chair, the onus is with you now. Why should wage bill statutory deductions be excuses given to the contractors? I end there.
Thank you so much for your submission. Mr. Orlando, during your submission, you said that your legs are heavy. You don't want to give us the list of the companies which were used. You fear that you will be victimized. I want to tell you that this is a committee on finance and ICT, and that's the land department. You are here to be helped, and we are ready to help you. We are not going to give those files to the Department of Finance again for you to be punished. We want to use them as evidence to build our case. And that's why I'm requesting you, if you can get the LPOs from you to build our case, it can be better. So don't fear. County Assembly is like a court. And whatever we pass here, and I repeat, whatever we pass here is like any other court in this country. Number two, Maureen, I want to say that I empathize with you all. I feel you. It's very painful. I don't think it is fair if somebody who did a work in 2017 is not paid up to now, and somebody who just did his work in 2023 has been paid. And that's why Mr. Orlando suggested that we use FIFO, first in, first out. That should be the case. And we do it that way, it is going to be fair. Concerning the pending bills, I'm also in a budget committee. I just want to echo what my colleague said. We normally give some amount to the department to pay pending bills. And it has not been done to our expectation. And I promise that we'll do our level best to make sure that we get a clear record. All those pending bills using FIFO rule, starting from the ones which were done earlier and then to the last. And as a committee, as was suggested by the former chairman, we'll invite the committee here again with you, we sit, and then we see way forward. We want to make Kisumu County a county to do business. Again, concerning retention money, it is an issue which we are dealing with right now. There's a motion I moved yesterday in the afternoon, and those were some of the issues which were addressed. We are not also happy as a committee because that account reads negative. Why? Why should it be like that? So I just want to assure you that we'll do our level best to see that your prayers are answered. I want to take this opportunity to thank you so much for your time and the good deliberation we have had. I also want to thank the honorable members for being patient and doing their work diligently. At this juncture, I want to release you. So, Sergeant at Arm, could you please direct them outside? Honorable members, you remain seated. Honorable members, when close the meeting, any member with anything, A or B? None? Okay. Honorable members, there is no any other business before this committee. Therefore, we adjourn till Monday at 8. Thank you so much for your time.